parks all across the world have had a very different week, because not only has a brand new UK ride's name been announced after months of silence, and not only has Alton Towers announced a new event that no one was expecting, but a theme park in Europe has showcased an inversion on their new for 2028 roller coaster, and it genuinely doesn't look real. All of that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, we are back once again for another episode of the hit series Tupperwatupper, also known as This Past Week in Theme Parks, where we take a look at all the news that's happened in the past week in theme parks. I say it every time as if the name doesn't explain it, but oh boy, there has been a lot happening, so make sure you watch all the way to the end, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already, because I'm telling you, the next couple months there are some big announcements and big videos coming, and you want to stay tuned for them, so yeah, subscribe. Thanks. Either way, let's get into the news. Let me stop yapping for once. Otherwise, it's going to take me so long to get through all this news. Oh, if only there was a segment where we could go through a lot of the news very quickly. The quickfire news segment is back. Let's get into it. Pulling ourselves over first to the USA, where over at Walt Disney World, something very exciting has happened. Which I mean, at Hollywood Studios, they've had the Monsters Inc. roller coaster track arrive somewhere on site, but that doesn't really matter because the Walt Disney World Resort is rolling out brand new solar-powered bins, or trash cans, as Americans would call it. Solar-powered bins. Oh, you couldn't get any better than that. Talking of throwing out the trash, Cedar Point have this amazing roller coaster called Maverick, and they decided to make a new t-shirt for their merchandise line for it. And it looks like this. Oh my god, that's terrible. I didn't know Maverick had a spike on it. I could talk so in depth about how much AI is ruining theme parks, but I did that last week, so go and check that out at the end of this one. At least those solar-powered bins have their first and second customer, because Six Flags are currently taking apart two of their Kid Flash roller coasters that were both manufactured by a company that literally has the worst track record for roller coasters I've ever seen, because this one I don't think even opened for more than 1 year. Tell you what was also in danger of being gotten rid of: X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain, this insane ride, a 4D roller coaster, one of its only kinds. One of a kind. You know what I mean. There was actually a video of a nearby fire that took place right next to the ride. I think everyone's okay, and I think the ride is unharmed as well. But hopefully that is the last of that for Six Flags. Speaking of fire, a fire new ride was announced in the form of a new Vekoma family coaster at Waldameer. And it seems like it will launch you straight out the station and down the hillside, where it will take you through airtime hills and loads of turns, twists, before sending you up into a very cool up the hill launch as well to make your way back to the station. Genuinely, we should see more of them around the world, because that looks like such a fun little coaster. And we could see another fun little ride coming to Holiday World as they tease their new 2027 attraction, showing this photo of what could be over the fence, and then it says on their article, Fence Watch 2027. What the flip flop? They were asked what else they can share about the ride, and they said that they have a lot to announce, and it's a big investment, the biggest to date, and followed that up with saying, we won't be making a Mackery out of this. Not mockery, Mack product, perfect. But we know no more, so I will keep you updated on that project flip flop, as I'll keep you up to date on the construction of another new water ride. This one we actually know is a water ride over at Carowinds, the world's tallest log flume. Known as Rip Roarin Falls, it'll be opening next year in 2027, and at one point on the ride will drop riders from 100 feet in the air going 50 miles an hour, and if that wasn't enough, they also decided to break the record for the tallest reverse drop on a log flume at 42 feet tall, and you'll be able to feel the splash while you're backwards. Is that part of the record? That just sounds like a normal backwards drop. And as Carowinds have said themselves, next year when it opens, everyone will have a rip-roaring good time. The complete opposite of a brand new flume is one that may be closing, because America's Hersheypark confirms September 7th closing after 32 iconic years. I know, it sounds like the whole park's closing. What are we gonna do? No, it was just a clickbait article, which Hersheypark actually responded to and completely shut them down, stating that the only ride closing is Tidal Force, which is closing after 32 years on September 7th, and the rest of the park remains open. Don't fall for silly clickbait articles like that, because the people that write them are stupid. We'll see what happens with that, as we will see what happens in the Six Flags chain, because they recently filed a trademark application for a new name for a potential attraction. And you know, they've had their fair share of interesting names in the past, including the likes of Steel Vengeance, because how does some sort of metal alloy get vengeance? How does it come back? Or maybe Iron Menace, because how is iron menacing? Anyone down there mining iron ore and just gets, oh, it's so menacing. Well, I think they might have just topped any of their stupid names in the past, because they have just trademarked the name Gargantuan Vertical Vengeance. I have no words. What an absolutely terrible name. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. It has no meaning. What's Gargantuan Vertical? Why is it taking vengeance? How about we make it one step worse and call it Gargantuan Iron Vertical Steel Vengeance's Vertical Revenge? The Ride. Yeah, that is a terrible name, and I can't believe that that might actually be the name of a real roller coaster. And that's a funny note to leave the USA on, because I went on the internet and I found this. Look at this coaster that's gone on for sale. Oh, look at the train. Is that like the longest train in existence? The banking on the track as well. Oh. How much is it? I'll give you a $5. And on top of that, look at this flat ride, the crazy train. Oh, wow. You know, if the trains in this country did that, I'd be more than happy to pay the increasing rail fare for them, but that just looks absolutely insane. I have landed in Europe for more news over here, and half of it seems to be at one park, which we'll get onto, because first of all, Disneyland Paris are busy running It's a Small World in duck race mode. They should do that on that Roarin Falls with the 100-foot drop and the camelback, although they might fall off. Mack Rides, not to be confused with Mack Rides, have showcased a brand new roller coaster train called Pole Position, where the individual sets of 2 seats spin on an axis, meaning you could sort of like have it, I don't even know what I'm talking about. What even is this? I mean, it looks interesting, but like, what's the point? A theme park in Sweden named Skärns I definitely got that wrong, has announced a brand new flat ride called the Scrap Flyer, themed to Shaun the Sheep, part of their apparent Shaun the Sheep land. How did I not know this was a thing? How did I not know about Shaun the Sheep land? I need to go there. As I need to make sure I go to Walibi Belgium, because it seems like everything is going on over there. Vampire, their Vekoma SLC, will be closing. Oh, I've never been so happy. It is an absolutely terrible ride. It is so rough and painful, much like all the Vekoma SLCs are. So to see that being removed is a really good sign, and it means that something else is coming in its space. So to see that being removed is a great sign, as they are building a brand new RMC roller coaster for 2028. And yes, this was reported on not this past week in theme parks, but the previous past week in theme parks. But more information has been revealed about it, as they were very hush about the whole layout and all the details. But now we know that the Loop Guru RMC will actually have 3 trains with 24 passengers each, and the trains are going to be a completely new redesign of the standard trains that you see on the RMC iBox roller coasters. And it's going to have an onload and offload station as well. Fantastic. Please get rid of the leg restraints on it, because my tall legs cannot handle them, especially when you're having to go through such insane elements, which it appears this ride is also going to have, because during this talk where they announced loads of different stuff, they showed part of the POV of the coaster, and as you can see, we've got Singular Man standing on the ground, and we've got the POV very blurred out, by the way. There must be something big coming that they want to keep secret, but if we keep watching down the drop, here we go, unlocked from the lift hill. Wow, that looks like a vertical drop as well. Through this inversion. What just happened? Now, when someone first sent this to me, I was very confused, because I thought that this wasn't an official POV and someone had just made like a jokey like, haha, look, this inversion goes way. But no, it's actually real. Next thing you know, the next blurred out element is an upside down airtime hill. But it's just like, what's going through RMC's head to make that? Is it going to be comfortable? Is that going to hurt? We'll see what happens with that one, and I'll keep you updated when more crazy and stupid elements get announced. But we will now move from Europe over to the UK, where we've had quite a fair share of news, starting with a little bit of information on the brand new Universal United Kingdom Resort, which has had some more information released about the fact it wasn't originally going to be in Bedford, and the fact that we could see cheaper ticket prices compared to their Florida and Hollywood alternatives. But I have an entire construction update series and a podcast where we can talk all about this in depth, so subscribe so you don't miss them when they drop, because there's some interesting stuff to talk about. Shooting up to Blackpool now, where they have just announced that Grand National, their very, very old and very, very rough wooden roller coasters, will reopen on the 13th of June, literally tomorrow when you're seeing this. So go and get your bones shattered and go and ride Grand National, because it has reopened. And talking of reopening, over at Alton Towers, the Skyride that has been shut for many, many months now is actually reopening on the same day as Grand National, the 13th of June. And it's good to see it back open regardless. I know it's taken longer than expected, and it really should have been open at the start of the season, but it's good to see it opening at some point this year anyway, I guess. A positive from Alton Towers, though, is that the Oblivion hold drop, you know, when you get to the top of the Oblivion lift and it hangs you there and it's like, oh, don't look, oh, it's already gone. The hold on that drop hadn't been working for years and was very inconsistent, but now it will officially stay there for about 3 seconds before dropping down every single cycle. Glad you'll be able to hear that now, and you'll be held there for much longer. As those of you who enjoy a bit of Minecraft will be at Alton Towers for a lot longer. Awful segue that. Because they have just announced a brand new event coming to the park over the summer holidays called Minecraft Meet the Mobs. And this entire experience, no idea where it's going to go, because there's supposed to be a baby mob trail. There's going to be like loads of different meet and greets, I assume, and loads of food, drink, themed sets and everything, which sounds really cool. But I think a lot of people were underwhelmed with the announcement, because they posted this huge photo with the towers and this really nice, grand looking painting holder? I don't know what you call it. Everyone thought, oh, the towers might be reopening, or there's like art that's going to be commissioned and you can buy it. Some people also thought that it was Project Horizon being announced, or that they were going to announce multiple flat rides coming to the park, which is such an enthusiast thing to think from a single photo. But it turned out to just be that announcement of the brand new Minecraft Meet the Mobs event. So hopefully we see loads of theming around Tower Street and everything, and make it a full event like they used to do, because I do miss when the park used to do events. Please bring them back. Stay tuned, because I'll probably do a vlog from it when it starts, as I want to go and vlog when a brand new ride opens in the UK. That being one over at Flamingo Land in Yorkshire, with the brand new Lost River ride refurbishment. Of course, I would say that it's not a brand new ride, but they've like shortened the drop and made like a huge change to the inside of the top of the drop and stuff. So technically it's a brand new ride, I guess. But we've seen that ride testing, and we've seen it sort of being built over time, and Flamingo Land haven't said a single word about it. But they didn't have to, because outside the ride where the old signage used to be for the actual ride itself, with it being called Lost River Ride before, it now appears to be called Mahi? I don't know. And we've got a slight look at the logo and its entrance sign there. I don't really know if this tells us anything. I don't think it does. Yeah, as much as it's not a high quality look at it, there is the logo for the ride that I don't know how to pronounce. But with the park staying completely silent about this ride, and there's been no marketing or anything whatsoever, now we've seen this logo and the new signage going up. Could we see the ride opening in literally a few months' time? Or will it never reopen and they won't ever say about it again? Honestly, who knows at this point, because I'm so confused what is going on with this ride. It's supposed to have like a simulator style portion at the top of the lift in that warehouse, and I just don't know. What do you guys think to all of this very unique news that you've seen this week? Let me know your favourite down in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe once again so you don't miss future fun and exciting content, much like this video here, where I played every roller coaster mobile app and ranked them all. And I built some atrocities. Worse than some of the stuff you've seen in this video. Worse than that RMC that goes, go and watch it.